Ben,
Yeah.
what do you love about Australia?
Oh wow, there's so many, but there's about 25 that I can think of off the top of my head.
But I won't let the stormy seas throw me in open water. Let me have my peace and leave me till tomorrow. Wind into my sail.
As you all know, if you've watched us before, we love our home in Australia, and so we thought we would bring you 20... I haven't got enough hands. We thought we'd bring you 25 things that we love in Australia.
And the first one has got to be the culture of Australia. Australians are beach, sport and coffee lovers with a mostly fun-loving and open-minded way of thinking. And the ethics and values that Australians hold are very similar to most other Western countries. And that makes Australia an amazing place to live and to visit as well, actually. Australians, they still have that culture of work and life balance.
And there's a culture of respecting other people's beliefs, other people's way of being. You know, it's a great culture to be in. Number 2 is how laid back Australians are. So Australians are incredibly laid back about stuff. You pretty much hear no worries, mate. And
too easy.
Yeah, too easy. All those kind of sayings because everybody is so laid back. Nothing's a problem.
And she'll be right.
Yeah, she will.
So the next one is so many beautiful places that you can come visit here.
Australia is a really stunning country, and I think a lot of people think of the desert. It's not just desert, there's lush greenery as well. You know, beautiful beaches, mountain tops. There's just a little bit of everything. It's really, really stunning.
Most Australians live on the outside of the country, and that's very green and very lush, and you've got so many beautiful waterfalls, forests and nature walks and everything. So there is something to look at all the time here.
Number 4 is that the wages in Australia are incredible. So compared to many other countries, the minimum wage and the rates that you get per job are really fantastic. Australians are paid very well compared to the pay in other countries.
Yeah, even down to waitressing. I know in America, most of those people live on their tips. We're here, they do have a minimum wage, and I know everyone who works in the industry will say it's not a great wage, but no matter what job you do, you always want more money. Number 5 is food. So you can pretty much grow anything and everything in this country. So we've got so many different climates to cater all the different fruit and veg that you need to grow.
Many people even grow them in their own backyard.
Even like a place like this botanical gardens that we come to, you can actually take clippings and stuff like that, take them home and grow some of the stuff yourself.
Yeah, they actually grow fruit and veg here.
Yeah, and they let you take bits. As long as it's not too much, you're not taking the whole lot, they do let you take clippings and try and grow it back at home.
Didn't know that.
Do now.
Number 6 is the education that Australians are given. So education in Australia, from what we've seen, is absolutely fantastic. We're really pleased with the education that our girls are receiving, and from what we've both seen, it's an education that you can use anywhere in the world.
There's an option of state schools and private schools. The state schools provide the opportunity for every child to receive an outstanding education.
Australians are very tech savvy. That is clearly something that they take very seriously, and just overall we can't fault the education system. Number 7 is the entrepreneurship. So since being in Australia, we've just met so many entrepreneurs, and even people that have jobs, they're starting their own thing. They're doing something incredible. There just seems to be a real entrepreneurial spirit. And I think also where there's so many people doing it, it's really inspiring. So I think that also really supports the entrepreneurial culture of Australia.
Back to culture. And number 8, there's enough holiday destinations to last you a lifetime.
And it's not even just one kind of holiday. Like, there's so many different types of holiday you could go to in Australia, from the skiing to the beach holidays.
To the caravan holidays, which is massive in this country.
Yeah, and even just going across to little islands like Fraser Island. There's some remarkable places in Australia and so many different types that you could go.
You'll see caravans and motorhomes aplenty, because Road trips are the best way to see this beautiful country.
And why wouldn't you? Number 9 is that superannuation is compulsory. So employers pay, I don't know what the percentage is at the moment, I think it might be around 10%. Employers pay that 10% on top of your wages into your superannuation account. For anyone who doesn't know what superannuation is, it's similar to a pension. So it's basically setting you up for retirement, and that gets paid on all of your wages. Obviously, if you're employed, not self-employed. Self-employed, you charge more, and then you can obviously add to your superannuation yourself. And on top of what your employer pays, you also have the option to add your own contributions.
So you can bump up your super to help you when you come to retirement. Number 10.
Pretty much every restaurant and cafe you go to, you will be able to get a gluten-free option for the food, well, most of the food that you want. So it's not like in some other countries where you go and it's really hard if you've got a gluten allergy or intolerance. There are options for most people.
There's a lot of vegan and vegetarian restaurants as well.
They really cater for people with dietary requirements, which is incredible because most people with dietary requirements will know that that is really hard if you don't have those options. Number 11.
I just hold 10 fingers up and you hold one up. There you go, that's max.
Number 11 is the wildlife in Australia is incredible. We've said it in some of our videos before, but we're still wowed by it every day. We still get excited every time we see a kangaroo, which is a lot because they live in our property.
You get crocodiles here. We've got, what, 8 of the most dangerous snakes in the world, which I know it's a scary thing, but it's an amazing thing at the same time because we've got them all.
We have.
We have.
So yeah, from the crocodiles, the snakes, there's the
sharks, dolphins.
Yep, whales. Then we've got
turtles as well. It's an amazing thing that you can see, and we've got obviously the koalas, possums.
And the birds that we see as well are just stunning. So you've got the little lorikeets, which are the really pretty coloured ones, the cockatoos, the
kookaburras. Sorry, kookaburra. You can't see them. Here it is.
Yeah, oh my gosh, with the laughing.
Yes.
And there's just so many things that you just go, wow.
And number 12. There's a variety of lifestyles not far apart from each other.
You might want to live in the city, or you might want to go to somewhere much more quiet with farmers all around you, and it's just everything's so close together, so you might only have to drive an hour out and you get a completely different quiet lifestyle, you know, and or you could go coastal or half an hour away from the coast. There's so many different lifestyles and they're not that far apart.
You could go 20 minutes away and it would be a totally different lifestyle. Like you could be on the beach, go 20 minutes inland and you'll feel like you're in a rural setting.
Well, you'll be in a country town with completely different people.
Number 13. The amazing wine country that we have here in Australia. Across Australia there is many world famous wine regions, such as the Yarra Valley down in Victoria, and then there's the Hunter Valley in New South Wales and the Margaret River in WA.
Australia definitely is wine country.
Just adding a little bit to the extra on that one is the amount of microbreweries that are popping up over here now.
Yeah.
That is now becoming a massive thing here in Australia.
And distilleries. Number 14 is the incredible healthcare service that Australia offers. So we've come from the UK and we had the NHS, which in itself was really remarkable. And we've come to Australia and it's incredible here too. It's a really great service and it provides Australians with the most incredible healthcare. And to top it off, we think that the waiting times that we've seen, so where you can go straight from a doctor's appointment into pathology to get your testing done, we've never seen anything that quick. It's remarkable.
We feel pretty lucky to have Medicare here, and we feel pretty safe in the hands of the Australian healthcare system. Number 15 is we get to live outside in the fresh air for most of the year.
In the summer, I mean, this isn't maybe necessarily the case across Australia, but for us, certainly here in Queensland, I say that I'm wearing like all winter clothes. It is very cold right now, but
Only
you
'cause we
can.
feel it.
Yeah, even though we're cold, it's still beautiful weather and we can get outside. The normal is that you can get outside and do stuff. That's what Australia has to offer. Like today, it's a cold winter's day, but we've still had a load of people over at our house. We've still been outside. We've still had a lovely day outside, even though it's not the hottest. Number 16 is how friendly it is here in Australia. I have never felt, and I'm not just talking about round in the sunny coast, but everywhere that we've been in Australia, so even down to the city in Melbourne, I have never felt uncomfortable in speaking to anybody and everybody. Obviously I use my common sense. If somebody doesn't look quite the type, then I won't, but generally probably 99% of people I feel like I can approach and that they will be friendly, and that's always been the case.
Even I consider talking to people over here, and that's something I would never have thought I'd do back in London. 17
is the SES. So I'm absolutely wowed by the number of people that volunteer to help other people when there's a fire, when there's a rescue needed, when there's just a general emergency. These people just jump in without question to help and support the local community, and I've never seen anything like it. The sheer volume of people that help others and volunteer to do that is remarkable.
Number 18 is the Aussie language, the slang that they use.
We drop a few in our videos very often, and just because that's how we speak now.
Yeah,
but
it's too easy.
It is too easy, mate.
We do wish Maz didn't drop it in there.
Yeah. But we love the Aussie slang. We love all the vocab and the words, and they're just kind of fun. You know, even calling the firemen fireys and the paramedics ambos. You know, all those little things. It's just, I love it. I don't think any culture actually does slang quite like the Aussies. Number 19, it goes without saying that Australia has some of the best beaches that there are ever. And there's so much coastline that I don't know that anywhere can beat the Australian beaches. You can go driving on the beach, but also so many of the beaches are so quiet because there's just so many. It's not like it's a fight to get to them. You know, there might be some beaches that are busier, like Bondi, you know, obviously that's a busy one. But many of the stunning, most beautiful beaches in Australia are quiet.
Number 20, the Australian icon that is Steve Irwin.
Yes. Do you know, when we go to Australia Zoo, you feel like he's still there, and just everything about Steve Irwin just captures how great it is to be Australian. And 3, 2, 1. Where else can you do a cry-cough? In Australia Zoo at the Colosseum, you do a cry-cough.
And number 21, the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah. We got so lucky to get to swim in the reef, and it was just stunning. And even like I don't even like fish, but I tell you what, I really enjoyed swimming with them and getting to see the reef.
Just jaw dropping. You can't think of anywhere else where you can go go swimming or snorkeling, or what was the other one? Scuba diving around all the reef, and you can see sharks, fish, the giant turtles swimming around.
And seeing these things on telly is lovely, but getting to experience them is quite something else.
Yeah. I do wish we had better footage from when we done it. It is definitely something we will do again.
Number 22 is how colourful Australia is. So when you get a sunny day, those colours of the ocean, the colour of the trees, the colour of just everything, it's just such vivid colours. It's not grey, it's not dull, it's vivid.
It's definitely a tropical paradise. Number 23 is the sense of feeling welcomed when you come to Australia.
The Australians are super welcoming and just generally are really interested in other people and where they're from.
And when we've had visitors come from UK and stuff like that, they have always remarked on how friendly and open the Australian culture and people are.
Yeah, they're just not used to, so when our visitors come over, they're not used to, you know, just strangers talking to them, and they all remark about it.
Yeah, even if you go to the local supermarket, the checkout people,
The checkout people.
I don't know what they're called, checkout staff are always so friendly, and you can have a really good chat. If you like Maz, you'll be there for a good 20 minutes.
If you like Maz, you'll chat to all the customers as well.
Yeah.
Number 24 is the array of different food types you can get here in Australia, and they have got some of the best food going.
The standard of food in Australia is very high. It is very fresh, beautifully presented, and full of flavour.
Number 25 is that Australia is growing so fast.
And Australia is being planned and structured to cater for this growth. The roads are wide and whole new suburbs are being built. It seems like the Australians are taking inspo from other countries and using the best from each.
However, they're doing an amazing job of keeping it smart. We can go around, and it's so rare that we would ever see rubbish or filth or anything like that. It's really in good condition, and everything just generally looks so nice.
Just make it look like a gropey person.
25.
Ropey fingers.
Weird.
And number 8. There's...
Take 8.
And number 10 of the last of my fingers.
What are we going to do after number 10 then?
We're joining forces, Maz. Up to 20, then we're screwed.
With completely different people.
Well, of course it would be, because the other ones are an hour away. Different people.
Different types of people. So embarrassing.
Oh, it's John. You followed me. I'm sure you worked in a different cult.
See what I have to put up with. Some really good quality liquor. Sorry for my husband.
So if you like this video, check out this one. I bet you'll love it. See you next week.